This should work. Bright. Some brightness. Alright, this is something I'm reading. That I'm doing a 31-day project where I write 500 words a day. And I'm just sharing this with you. It's 500 words. Alright, this is, I was trying to think of a title to write about, or some topic to write about, or something inspiring to write about. So I decided to write about the poem that Robert Frost wrote, which is called The Road Less Traveled. I think that's the name of it. I like the verse where he says, I took the road less traveled, and that has made all the difference. So this is basically about me and my life taking the road less traveled. It's about me and my life taking the road less traveled. I believe I took the road less traveled. In my understanding, for me, the road less traveled meant many things. Here's a few things it means to me. For one, it meant never trusting authority. In high school, my 3 years, I never played the game. I wasn't trying to get good grades so I could get into a university. I wasn't there to have fun or socialize. I had very few friends, and even less at the second school I attended, the 9th grade again at. The first year at the first school was social anxiety, rebellion towards authority figures. I was not cool or social. I was not gregarious or outgoing. I did not have any girlfriends all through high school. I felt like an outcast, a small town, one stoplight with a small population and even less noise except for the amplified sound of silence, made it so it was not your typical cliquey high school kids. For some reason, a place like that made and kept everyone pretty close. I think the town was too small to have problems with people, especially the superficial kind. Maybe there was a sense of needing everybody there in your life because of how lonely it can get in the vast void of silence and quiet winds you could hear, sweeping through the valleys, up, down, in between, and over the mountains. I used to look up at the sky. It usually always made me sick or dizzy. In the summertime, the beauty was too rich for my blood. In the winter, it was a wide open sky, a ceiling of gray with no sunshine. Apart from school, I had other grievances with society. I was following in the way of the hippie. I thought of it more like following the way of the Indians. I hitchhiked around a lot, once to Florida, once to New Mexico, and once to a concert about 4 hours away by car. Hitchhiked to see Crosby, Stills, and Nash play a concert. I slept outside. There were adventures in their own right. These trips I had been beaten down so hard my soul couldn't breathe. One day I told myself this is enough. I packed up my army issued bag, issued to somebody, packed it, filled it with food and cigarettes, and left. When I first got on the road and stopped to navigate my destination and path to get there, I felt a confidence in myself that felt like a cool breath, a salve from my downtrodden soul. I did not learn to think in school or by any of my peers, but I was out on my own now. Nobody could help me except me, and it felt great to plan out my rations of food and water and the roads I would follow to get to Florida. That for me was beginning on my own road, the one less traveled. The open sky, the freedom, the independence. I wasn't sitting at home watching TV or playing video games or trying to get into college for a degree that would give me a career I didn't even know if I wanted. It was too early for a degree or a track to a career that would in some sense define me, because I needed to define myself first. I did not know much about myself at 16. All I knew was that I had a fire, a passion to find out who I was and to encapsulate my own world by defining myself as a human being. I sought for answers that at that point in my life, only life itself, God, or myself could open up to me. I'll skip past the next 14 years except for saying this. Hardship, struggle, confusion, trying to figure things out. I was a lot of times too disabled, misled, and blind, but even only knowing these things in life, I learned from them as long as I got out of bed again in the morning. Sometimes I didn't, but most of the time I did. Now to the present. Peace is my post, strong beliefs and opinions. Stout, strong, season the day. I found enough answers to build the base, strong enough to stop my house on it from crashing down when the wind and the waves pick up.